Good evening, everyone. Let's start the session with our school song.
It all just feels like a dream to me, to find a school so true. And I know it's all in make-believe when I picture a school like you. The one thing that I learned from you is that I can make my dreams come true. Someday when I wake up to find memories of Billabong in my mind, imagine how that could be. Imagine how that could be. T for teamwork, E for empowerment, and for mutual respect. B for passion, I for integrity, A for accountability. Billabong High, Billabong High, Billabong High, you know you can fly. Billabong High, you can touch the sky. Billabong High, Billabong High. We have aspiration over ambition. In our minds we have rhythm, courage and humanity. What makes us Billabong High is we believe we can touch the sky. Billabong High, Billabong High, Billabong High, you know you can fly. Billabong High, you can touch the sky. Billabong High, Billabong High, Billabong High, you know you can fly. Billabong High, touch the sky.
A very good evening to everyone. I, Anand Jacodia from grade 8,
And I, Anna Darupa from grade 8,
welcome you all on the digital platform of Billabong Inspires Talk series.
on behalf of Billabong High International School, we would like to thank all the parents for their work and support towards our school.
Billabong Inspires Talk series initiative will bring together working parents from various fields of expertise. They will share their life experiences, which will help motivate and inspire the students towards achieving their goals.
BHIS strongly believes in the core values which inform your thoughts, decisions, and actions and help you align your career path to what's important to you. They are the essential foundation in finding your life purpose because they remind us and others who we truly are.
BHI's core values are diligence, hardworking, persistent, resilient, service, generosity, enterprise or charity, leadership, stewardship, compassion, kind, empathetic, humble, resourcefulness, creative, risk taker, dynamic, outward looking, commitment to a large community, a family, or a belief system, cultural models, sustainability, environment and integrity, honest, trustworthy, modest, and respectful.
On this day, Billabong High International School would like to wish all the students a very happy Children's Day. Billabong Inspires Talk series is all geared up today for an interesting and enlightening session with our speaker, Mrs. Deepika Shukla, who will be taking us through her life journey.
Mrs. Deepika Shukla, a homemaker by heart and a teacher by profession. She has been engaged with teaching for the last 19 years. Mrs. Deepika's immense love for children has made her join an NGO Humane Foundation, which has a special focus on eco habit and single use plastic.
These projects have specially been initiated with a perspective of leaving behind a better planet than we found for posterity. They have been adopted a few slums and villages so that they can give a better life to the children.
Now, without much ado, we would like to welcome our guest speaker for the day, Mrs. Deepika Shukla.
Thank you, girls, for a wonderful introduction. And first of all, a very happy Children's Day to all of you. Thank you, Mrs. Uma Agarwal and Mrs. Preeti Agarwal, for giving me such a wonderful platform where I can get connected with our next generation. Future of our country. It's always a privilege to get connected with BHIS. Thank you, girls.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have got so inspired from your journey, and we both have got so motivated to see your commitment towards your work.
We would like to ask you a few questions related to your journey and to your work. Also, students can ask their questions by writing in the chat box.
Ma'am, I would firstly like to ask, what inspired you to become an environmentalist?
My child and the children, you all around me, are the source of inspiration for me to work as an environmentalist. Sometimes we, as a parent, we give the best of education, best food, best background, best gadgets to our children. But sometimes we forget that a good health is the most important thing which we have to give to our children so that they can consume all these things. So, and the way we all are using plastic bottles, plastic bags, we will leave a polluted earth for our kids. So that's why I started an NGO named Human Foundation, where we are trying to inculcate some eco habits in the people who are living around us, in the people who are living in the slums, in the people who are living in the villages, all around the people, wherever they are living. I've just started this NGO so that I can inculcate few eco habits in the people so that we can make a better world for us and leave a better earth, a better planet for you people.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, how did the idea of joining the Humane Foundation evolve?
As I mentioned before, just right now, that my idea is to leave a better earth for my children and for all of you. And basically, this idea had come into my mind during the time of lockdown, when everything was at halt, nobody was moving, everyone was at home. And that one very fine day, I was standing in my balcony and there's a tree just next to my balcony, and it was all full with parrots, which I've never seen before in so many years when I've been living here. The air was clean, the sky was blue, and there was no noise, no smoke, and then the air was really relaxing and nice. So at that time, I realized that why can't this scenario be in our everyday life? So that time I decided that I should start something and do something for our Mother Earth, for our nature, so that we can leave such kind of earth, such kind of scenery for our children so that they can enjoy it in their entire life. That was the basic reason.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, also we would like to ask, what according to you is the biggest environmental threat today and how can we overcome it?
Child, the biggest environmental threat, according to me, in the present scenario, are the use of plastic bags. Plastic bags, if you know, I don't know if you people are aware of it or not, that they don't biodegrade, they photodegrade. That means they shatter down into small pieces, and they just don't get away from this earth. They are always there. If they are there in the soil, they are going to lessen the fertility of the soil. It is in the air which we breathe. It is in the water which we drink. It is in the food which we eat. You will not be able to see it with the naked eye, but it is all around you. So our first step should be that we should stop using these plastic bags. Whatever we are getting in our home, the plastic bags should not enter inside our houses. It's the biggest threat right now. They are so lightweighted, they can be easily carried away. You will be seeing them hanging on the tree. You will be seeing them in the on the roads, in the highway, and then they go to river, oceans, and you all know, I think most of you know, that what are they causing to the marine animals. So many marine animals are dying, they are getting extinct. So the basic and the present threat is plastic bags, and I will request all of you, all the parents, teachers, parents, students, to stop using these plastic bags, because they are photodegradable. They are present in the air which you are breathing right now. So that is the basic thing. That is the main thing according to me. This is the, and it can be overcome very easily. Just little few steps have to be taken care of. You just need to carry a bag whenever you go out. Nothing else. You don't have to do much about it.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, what are some of the environmental projects you have taken up?
Basically, we have already started with this carry your own bag. Now we are going to start with carry your own water bottles. And second, is eco bricks. I will just give you a brief introduction of it. Carry your water bottle is a project in which we are motivating people around us to carry their own water bottle whenever they are, wherever they are going. Because buying a bottle from the market, drinking and dumping is a habit. But when we carry our own water bottle, it's an eco habit. Because these bottles, already there is 15,000 a ton of plastic on our earth. And every human being, you, everyone is using 15 to 16% of plastic, out of which only 5%, 6% is recycled. So that bottles, these are dumped. They go inside the soil. This spoil the fertility of soils. They go under sedimentation. And so it is very, very harmful. And these packed waters, if I talk about these packed waters, they don't give you any kind of minerals and salts, what they mentioned there. Due to certain pressure, this water is filled inside it, and many gases are inside that water which are not required. So it's better that you carry your own water bottle, and wherever and whenever you are going out. It is a simple process. You just have to keep one bottle with you. This is the first project on which we are working. And the second project is eco bricks. The plastic which is already there with us. At our homes also, you must be having those Mirinda plastic water bottles, or Coke bottles, which are dumped inside your houses in the fridge. So what you can do, you have to fill those water bottles with lots of plastic, which is already there. Because if you will throw that plastic saying that, no, now I'm not going to use these plastics, it will be there in the surrounding area. It will be there in the atmosphere. It will be there in the environment. So what you can do, you have to clean those bags, plastic bags in which the vegetables or whatever you have brought, have to dry them, and then fill those bottles till neck. And very tightly, you have to pack those bottles with the plastic. And then those bottles are so hard that they look like brick. Then what we do, if you, for example, Anya has prepared 10 bottles and she will give it to me, ma'am, these are my 10 bottles. This is all the plastic waste which I have with me. I'm handing it over to you. What will I do? What will my team do? They will make something out of it. Maybe a stool, maybe a wall hanging, maybe a decorative piece, which you will never come to know that it is made from the bottles. And even we are teaching these slum people, the children who are living in the slum areas, the parents, the people who are living in these slum areas and villages, that how to make few things out of this eco bricks. So once you will give it to me, once you will give it to our team, we will make something out of it and give it back to you. Right now, we are just doing it for few people. So but afterwards, when we will introduce this to the villages and the people there, you will have to pay something to them so that they can earn their living through this, and it will be back to you in a form of a beautiful piece which you can keep it forever. So these are two projects right now which we are into it, which we are trying to introduce to the people around us. Right now, we are working on these two things.
Yes, ma'am, about this plastic recycling, we have seen in while the building of metro was going on, they have filled the pillars with plastic waste so that it is used as a constructing material.
Yes, but very less plastic is used. If you are using if a single person is using 15 to 7 kgs of plastic, only 15 to 16% is recycled. Rest is not recycled. So I think now you people will also stop using plastic water bottles.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Another way we have studied also that if we already throw it and segregate it before giving it to the dump, that will also be very helpful.
Yes, of course that. But very few people will do that. But we have to motivate, we all have to motivate those people to keep on doing this.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, also we would like to know, what do you like to do in your free time?
In my free time, I love to cook. I really love to cook and watch all these web series which are coming these days. That really, cooking always is a passionate thing for me. I've always loved cooking, and whenever I get time, I really do some experiments in the kitchen.
Amazing. Ma'am, why did you choose Billabong for your kids?
Uh-huh. It was very easy for me to decide to put my child in Billabong High. At the juncture of my professional career, I started with Billabong only. I have been there for years. Who else knows better about Billabong High? The pattern, the syllabus, the way of teaching, the directors, the teachers. I know how the things are going on. And after that, when I joined other school, I could easily compare that what is there in Billabong, which is not in any other school in Kanpur. I am very sure about it because I have been to many other schools. And right now also, I'm not saying that they are wrong, but the method is followed in Billabong is great, and I have been into core of it. I know everything about it, so it was damn very easy for me to choose Billabong for my child. They have best of teachers, best of directors, everything. Like, you name it and you get it. There's no pressure of test. Children are not evaluated through their marks. There are so many things even I have learned as a parent, that how I have to deal with my children. So because before marriage only I was in Billabong High, so it was pretty easy for me to choose Billabong as a school for my child.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, also that how far can technology help the environment?
I think technology is a boom in saving the environment. If you see these days, there are so many advanced technologies like electric trucks, cheap energy stores, long-term storage. Yesterday, also in the talk show, the ma'am was telling about conserving water. So that all can be taken by this technology only. LED light efficiency, plastic recycle, accessible solar power, carbon capture and storage. All these can be done easily, and through the technology, the very sound technology. So technology is a boom for environment. If we go according it, we can really save our mother earth. We can really save environment.
Yes, ma'am. The technology is both a boon and a curse.
It is a curse, but when we
Very
talk about the environment, so in I think 60% to 70%, it is a boom. And somewhere it is not, because when the plastic is created, so at that time 3 ton of carbon dioxide is released to make 1 ton of plastic. Only 1 ton of plastic is created by using 3 tons of carbon dioxide. Imagine how much pollution it is added. Already our earth is polluted, and so much of pollution is more added to it. So once we stop using plastic, it will not be made, whether it is recycled or not. But at the time of process, only so much of carbon dioxide is used. So it's really a matter to think about it.
Yes,
Ma'am, making it is also a threat, and then after that, disposing is also a threat.
Yes. So better not to use.
thank you, ma'am. And how can we as students students help sustainable development?
As I always say that you all are the future of a nation. So I think you people will be the best people. You should get informed about the global goals. You should educate your friends, colleagues, families on the global goals. You should explore the realities of the global goals and what they mean to your community and country. And give your time and skill. And yes, once you become a professional, you will have to give some money also. Then only the things will work out. That is all. That is a lot which you all can do.
Yes, ma'am. And ma'am, that do you think that everyone is giving enough time to the environment and helping to save the environment?
No. No, I think all of us are not doing our part. As we think that what difference will I make, what difference it will make if I will do it. If my partner is not doing, if my colleague is not doing, then what difference alone I can make? This is always there. It's a human tendency. I and you will also think at some time, I used to think that what if I will not take 2 plastic bags from the market, what difference it will make? Because everybody else is using. So that is the main thing which is still inside the people. And environmental, sorry, this that many of us, many of us, we believe that we single person cannot make change. But what I feel that I may only be one person, but I can be one person that makes the difference. So when this thing will come in everyone's mind, when we all will dissolve it completely, when we will understand this completely, then only things will work out. So thinking this, that nobody is doing, why should I do? All the people are not giving their 100%, but they will give. Will have to keep them motivating and talk about all these things. So they all will give.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, would you ask a student to join the environmental projects?
Of course. You people, I will ask all of you. And if you cannot, there are many people who have issues in going out or doing something, but the project which we are starting, that starts at your home only, at your space only. If I talk about two things, that if you think that for next 6 months, I'm not going to use a plastic bag, I'm not going to use a plastic water bottle, that is a project only. It's not about that the project should have a very elaborated thing, that it has to be depicted in front of hundreds of people. But if you have motivated 2%, 2 colleagues, 2 of your friends, 2 of your family members to adopt this habit, it's a project, and you are a part of our human foundation. You are a part of the people, the community, which are there to help our mother nature. And students always play a very important role in all these things.
Thank you, ma'am.
You all have
also
to change people's mind. When you want something from your parents, you get after their lives. So why not start doing this? Get after them lives, that now you will not use this plastic bags and plastic bottles. We will carry our own things. And by seeing you all, I'm very sure that hundreds of more people will adopt this. And if we are ready, if we personally, if I or you are able to convince 100 of people in a month, we have done a project. We have done a job.
Ma'am, in grade 6, when we were in grade 6, then from Billabong, we had gone for this Nukkad Natak in Naveen Market.
Yes, I've seen that.
About pollution.
Yes, I've seen that. I was just passing by. It was a coincidence, but then I stopped near Treat and I was there to witness your Nukkad Natak. I was there. I've seen that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And ma'am, what do you consider the most challenging part of supervising as an environmentalist?
Child, what I think that the people who are with me, who have joined this, who are part of this physically or mentally or anyways, I don't have to be much after their lives in doing this. But yes, you have to keep them motivated every time. In always 15 days or 30 days, you have to have a workshop. You have to go for these projects out, plan out something new through which you can involve these people and get them back to this thing that no, you don't have to use plastic. You have to keep on motivating them for this. Motivation is very, very important in carrying out anything like of such kind, because after few days people think, oh, leave it. Now who will carry? If I have gone to the market, you won't believe, I used to punish myself. If I've gone to the market and if it is far away also from my place, and I forgot to take my cloth back, I never used to buy or let my husband buy the things from there. We used to come back home, get the cloth bag, and then go and get the things. It's not that I have been doing this from years, but yeah, from few months I have been little rigid about this. The people around me, the sabji wala near me knows that ma'am will not take in plastic bag. So you have to keep them motivated and keep yourself motivated.
Thank you, ma'am. Do you have any closing thoughts regarding this session?
Yes, I just want you all to, I want to request you all to just be a part of my project and stop using these plastic bags and plastic water bottles. I told you this also, that 3 tons of carbon dioxide is used to make 1 ton of plastic. So please, it is really hurting the environment. It's really hurting Mother Earth. So save it. Do your part without thinking that who is doing or who is not doing.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now we would like to read questions from the chat box.
Yeah, sure.
So the first question from the chat box is that how do you support literacy for all students, including English language learners?
Please pardon the question.
Ma'am, it is that how do you support literacy for all students, including English language learners?
See, literacy is very, very important wherever it is in the, it's not always, it does not always come from the books and copies. Literacy means how intelligent, how intellectual you are. And it never, intelligence or this literacy never comes from the books you read. It's always from the experiments, which you always do in Billabong, the method, the way it is being taught. And when I talk about my particular thing for which we are talking today, so I think that no, it does not have so much of role of English language. It always comes with the experience. It always comes with the practical knowledge about it.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, there was another question that can we undertake building if footpaths in Kanpur with eco bricks?
That is a very big thing. Right now, we can start with few small things, and maybe in future we can turn this into eco bricks can be turned into can be used into huge things, because right now we haven't done any such kind of experiment. And with the buildings and all, it really needs, we have to be really very confirmed. We have to be very confirmed about everything. So we are trying to talk to this Nagar Mahapalika for Kanpur. They are helping us, but not, yeah, but it is a very big thing. Right now, we have never thought about it. It can be done maybe in next 15, 16 years, but right now it is not possible. These huge projects really take.
Ma'am, Vaishnavi Singh asked that what could be your next goal or project and why?
My next project will be Green Your Periods. About it, I can talk in my next session or afterwards. And that will be because these, the things which we use during at these times, they are causing lots and lots of pollution in our country. So my next project will be that. We are working on it, and especially in the rural areas.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the next question was, how do you keep your students engaged and motivated?
Motivated. My students, as per what you're talking about these my projects, or you're talking about you are talking about my professional career. What exactly you want to? In the schools, we have to keep them motivated. If I take science and maths as a subject, so by time to time you have to tell them that how these things are important. Like if I talk about maths, so in the lower classes, I'm taking lower classes, whatever we are studying, it is really going to help in the future. Maths is such a subject that nothing is ever wasted. If I talk about literature and any other subject, something if you have left also, you can cover up. But language, English language and maths are such subjects that whatever you learn in your lower classes, it's always going to help you in the bigger classes. It is never a waste. So you have to do lots and lots of practice when it comes to these subjects, and you have to keep yourself engaged.
Thank you, ma'am. As a student, I feel math is a very difficult subject.
No, it's not at all a difficult subject. You should love your subjects. You will start liking it.
Ma'am, me on the contrary, I love maths. Maths is one of my favorite subjects.
When I made my child join Billabong, so the only thing in my mind was that till class 3, I was never worried about studies. I always used to think that he should first build love for studies, and then I know he will do it. So the same thing is with maths. First you start loving it, you will start liking it.
Yes,
You will
ma'am.
have to have that love for that subject.
Thank you, ma'am. Another question from the chat box is that how do you promote student voice and choice to help them become self-directed learners?
Your voice is cracking, child.
Ma'am, it is that how do you promote student voice and choice to help them become self-directed learners?
Yes, you have to have a clear picture for what you want to do, and your choice is choice always comes with the passion and the love for that subject. So if you choose the right subject, what you have to choose, if you have love interest in that subject, you will always choose it. So that love has to be created to choose any subject or any goal what you want to achieve in future.
Yes, ma'am, there was another question that said, how can we create more awareness in Kanpur?
Child, right now I am working in Kanpur only. We have started organization in different cities, but right now I'm working in Kanpur. There are too many methods. We keep on doing our projects in these. The social media is the best platform from where we can convey our message to thousands of people around the city, around the country. And once the best thing what I feel that you should always do, when you will do, people will see you doing, and the awareness will be spread automatically. You don't need the mouth, you don't need any advertisement for that. And what I feel that we have adopted some villages and slum areas. There is one village in this near Ganga Barrage. So there also, because these people are not that educated, so we have to really go and tell them about all these things. But in the cities, I think people are little educated, they want to do, but some are shy, some are not able to do it because they are lazy. So I think social media and aware is the best platform where we can pass on this. And once when you will start doing, hundreds of people will start following you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next question is that what do you think a common person can do to help the environment?
A common person, you can drive less and walk more. You can consume less energy, buy recycled products, eat local grown food, and you can create less waste, plant more trees. All these are the things which a common person can start off with.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, there was another question that said, how do you maintain your own professional development?
How do you maintain your own?
Professional development.
Yes, what I do, I keep on attending the new workshops which are being organized by different organizations. I keep updating myself because and the biggest example was at the time of pandemic when we have to switch to this online classes. It was and joining the Teams app and making it as a platform for students. So that was the first. Right now, well, if I can talk about, that was the thing which I had to learn, and then we have did so like this and updated ourselves. So like this, there are many other workshops and meetings which we attend and keep ourselves upgraded, that what is going around the world, what all other techniques of teaching, what are the new things coming up in this world. So we all get the knowledge about all these things, attending these conferences and all. So I keep doing it, whether it's a part of my school or not. I keep joining them, or sometimes it happens it is not related to my subject, still I join.
Ma'am, one question I wanted to ask from my side, that as like now technology has improved so much and most of the people are like using online better than offline, especially this pandemic has added to that. So do you think that as this has helped the environment also, online thing, because like in the pandemic there were so many things that helped the environment. So do you think that just because of the environment, online is better than offline?
No, online is not better than offline, but at that time the circumstances were like that we had to switch to offline classes, online classes. But right now, because when we talk about the overall development of a child, or if we talk about we say that go out and have some fresh air, or when you go to school, so it will really help the children to grow more, because in last 1.5 years the children sitting have at home, they have really faced lots of problems, and now it is a threat for them to come out. But right now I feel that now we all should start sending our children to school, and the offline is better, because they go and do some interactive sessions, they go and meet their peers, and there are a lot of, because the overall development of the child is possible only when they are in school, not at home. So online classes are okay, because at that time we had no choice, because pandemic was the virus was more stronger than this, so we had to stay at home. But now what I feel, that going to school is a better option. Offline is really a better option for all of us.
Yes, ma'am. Because in offline, whatever we learn, we remember. And
Yes, but that time child
online,
we had just had no choice, we had to go for that.
yes, ma'am. A question from my side is that how can teachers make classes and chapters more fun and interactive?
I think a student of Billabong always had that pleasure of, they are teachers who are making it fun. They have their own ways, and the best part is that they know how to make you learn the things in different ways. And I think that we all, the teachers from other schools, should adapt this, that we should see that what is the learning capability of the child, whether it is through audio, video, or interactive session or experiment. So that is we have to modify, we have to find out that what is the learning pattern of the child, and then go accordingly.
Yes, ma'am. We've always had something or the other related to any literature books, slumber parties, chocolate sales, and numerous
Yes.
things.
Yes, and numerous, and not only in literature and all, because the culminating what you people do for after each and every volume. So that is the best example how, but that is the best way to learn anything. And it's not always about mugging up everything. You people learn. You just don't mug up everything. You all see and then learn. So The way you people,
Yes.
the teachers of Billabong are conducting thing, I think that is the best way to conduct the class.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, another question is that do you think banning crackers during Diwali is the only solution to the problem of air pollution, or something should be done every day?
Yes, it should be done every day. That when I was talking about, right now, as also I told you that driving less, using carpool, you walk more, consume less energy. So these are all the things which we should keep in, make it a part of our daily life. Then sometimes we will get habitual. Only on the day of Diwali, if we start screaming that don't burn crackers, that is also there, that we should not increase the pollution which is already in the air. But yes, every day we will have to make little changes. There's a saying also that the only thing constant in this world is change. So if we will adopt these small things, if we will change ourselves little bit, so I'm sure that we are going to make a great difference in our
Yes,
future.
ma'am.
So,
I read a message from Sadhguru that you should not stop children from burning crackers and just demolish their joy. You should sacrifice on your part and walk to office every day instead of
yes.
removing the joy from children.
And that the best thing is eat local vegetables. If you have heard these days, we all the neutralists and everybody is talking about this, that eat the fruit or the vegetable which is grown locally. So that these are all the things which we can easily adapt in our daily lives.
Thank you, ma'am. Now it's time for some fun element. It's quiz time. Students will get 10 seconds for each question and they are requested to write their answers in the chat box. The first question is, the most important reason for biodiversity loss in today's age is, and your options are
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
the correct answer is option A, fragmentation and habitat loss, answered by Pankhuri Goyal.
The next question is, which of the following is an NGO that focuses on championing human rights? The options are
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
the correct option is C, Amnesty International. The correct answer is given by Pankhuri Goyal.
The next question is, the United Nations is headquartered in, and your options are
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
the correct answer is option A, New York City, answered by Pankhuri Goyal.
The next question is, what NGO stands for? And the options are
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
the correct option is B, non-government organization. The correct answer is given by Vedant Jha.
The next question is, Leopard National Park is located in which state? And your options are
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
the correct answer is option D, Tripura.
The next question is, which among the following is responsible for depletion of ozone? And the options are
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
The correct answer is C, chlorofluorocarbon.
The next question is Piti Island, which is a bird sanctuary and an habitat of oceanic birds, is a part of, and your options are
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
the correct answer is option B, Lakshadweep Islands.
The next question is, which among the following World Heritage Site of India is owned by 2 states? And your options are
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
the correct option is D, Kalka Shimla Railway. It is given by Kanjaka Gupta.
The next question is in an ecosystem, which one shows the one-way passage? And your options are
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
the correct answer is option A, free energy.
The next question is, soil conservation is, and your options are
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
the correct option is D, protection against loss. This answer is given by Vedant Jha.
The next question is deforestation will decrease, and your options are
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
the correct answer is option D, rainfall, given by Vedant Jha.
The next question is, acid rain is due to an increase in atmospheric concentration of, and the options are
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
the correct option is D, SO2 and NO2. This is given by Vedant Jha. Congratulations to all the winners. Please give clap reactions to all the participants.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We have got so inspired to see your passion towards your work. And I'm sure everyone must have been amazed to get to know more about your inspiring journey.
Thank you so
heartfelt
much.
gratitude to our founder and CEO, Mrs. Preeti Agarwal, for initiating such talks, which kindles in us the curiosity to explore more. We convey our heartfelt gratitude to our guest speaker, Mrs. Deepika Shukla, for the dynamic talk.
Your feedback and suggestion is most important to us for raising the bar all the time. WhatsApp class groups will remain open till 5:30 p.m. Parents and students are requested to share their feedbacks and suggestions in the class group.
Thank you so much, everyone, to be a part of Billabong Inspires Talk series.
We shall meet next week on 20th November 2021 at the same time with our next guest speaker.
Thank you.
Thank you.